All right, so I'm well overdue for a video. I know this. There's a lot to going on here, and I'll explain all this as we go along. But I know I'm well overdue. People have been asking, when are you making the next video? When are you making the next video? And that's just taking some time, and there's been taking a lot of focus to get to the point where it's at now. So I kind of forgot about recording stuff as going along and trying to upload it and just answering, trying to answer people's questions and stuff like that. So I know there's gonna be a decent amount of questions. There already has been. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you can see I posted a decent amount of update pictures to where the car is at now. So we're going on a whole new journey with the car. Obviously the previous journey and the previous goal was, to push the stock motor. Obviously the stock motor is no longer in it. The motor is now at Jordan, with Jordan at Modular Head Shop. People that know me or know more about me, they know that I had two motors. I had a spare short block, I should say. I didn't have two motors. The car's never had another motor in it other than the factory motor, and it's never been out of the car or the trans. Obviously, like I said, set that record, but we never had another motor in it. But I bought a spare short block, a few months back. That was like January time, I think. I bought that just in case we hurt this car in the process of what we were doing. And I never end up doing that, even though we thought we did at one point. We never actually did, and stuff like that. I just bought it and set it aside just in case we actually hurt something. But we never did. So that's where the motor is at. But obviously, a lot has changed. So we've had a decent, like I said, it's been what, I don't even know, 2 months since the car was blue, satin blue, the wrap that it had on it beforehand. And I had a stock motor, stock trans in it 2 months ago. So, where you see that now, it's came a long ways in a short period of time. Not as fast as I wanted it to go, but you could always want something to go faster. But the problem is, sourcing all these parts, looking at the data, making sure everything's collected, and then attacking the job and making sure it's perfect. That takes some serious time. So people know that the new plan is 8s with a stick shift. Yes, that is the goal, 8s with a stick shift. But the problem is, getting it there and then collecting the data and making sure it's, set up the way I want it to be set up, And the goal is bigger than that, actually, but I haven't actually released, the exact plan. I've always just said 8s with a stick shift. People that know me, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. I'm not going to really release exact plans, but it's the stick shift GT500, and I have a rowdy goal with it. Obviously, you can, if you know me, I'd like to be, at the top. I like to be at the top. So that's the goal with it. I'll release more on that as we get closer, but I want to get the car A to B first and actually there before, I make any rowdy call out, I should say, on that. So that leads me into why we chose satin black. I chose satin black. Yes, this is legit base clear. I chose satin black because it's getting a lot of carbon parts, gloss carbon. That is an Anderson Composites deck lid. Ignore the white roof. I just haven't painted it yet. If you know anything about satin paint or satin or matte clear, you have to watch how much you paint. And especially in a confined space like this, I painted this in the garage. I could have took it to a shop or the shop and painted it there. But the problem is I wanted to make sure this, I just wanted to do it in the garage, to be honest with you. I know I could have done just as good a job here as I've done there, so it just takes time. So I didn't really want to feel like transporting the car back and forth. But if everybody knows anything about satin or matte paint or clear, you cannot get any dirt in it. It's all about airflow. You get any dirt in this paint, there's nothing you can do about it. You can't buff it. It'll change the sheen. It'll change, turn gloss or matte. There's nothing you can do about it. So you got to make sure when you lay it down, it is perfect, because whatever is in it, you have to live with it. And as far as that, it came out really, really good. If people, like I said, the car was, like I said, a year and a half ago, I mentioned this in my previous videos, a year and a half ago, the car was a stock car. And it has a few imperfections. The car is a 25K model car, so, most imperfections people won't even bitch about, but being a body guy, a collision guy, I notice everything, and there's a few imperfections I didn't like on the car. And I always tell myself, you know, when the motor trans comes out of it, you know, everything escalates. When the motor trans comes out of it, I'll make sure it's perfect. And that's where it's at now. So I just wanted to beat on it beforehand, and you know, now it's kind of like, it's getting the money put into it. I want to make sure everything's the way I want it to be. So that's why, you know, it's getting painted front to back and make sure everything is where I want it to be. So I got a little list written down here trying to make sure I know. Well, I mean, like I said, it's gotten so much. Ignore the mess, and there's stuff going on. There's parts freaking everywhere. I'm just trying to remember everything. There's a lot of stuff I'm gonna be forgetting because there's a lot. So I'll just make another video on it and mention stuff in the next update video. But like I said, the motor's currently with Jordan at Modular Head Shop. We're doing, like I said, I want to have a car that's easy or relatable too. I want a car that people can actually like look at it and be like, damn, that's pretty badass. I want to watch what this kid's doing, you know what I mean? So, you know, obviously I don't build my car for other people, but you know, I like to be a part of what other people are doing as well. So like we can all build, you know, a pretty badass GT500 and, you know, be a part of, you know, a crowd that people are building shit. So the car will always stay a 6-shift, and for the foreseeable future, I have no plans on changing the power adder. So it'll probably stay a blower car. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, it's got the VMP Gen 3R. That'll be staying. It's like right there. I have no intentions on changing the blower. I know Whipple's coming out with a 3.8. I would love to do this. I mean, people wanted me to do that with a 3-liter. Compared to the 3-liter, I got a ton of DMs on that. Compare the 3-liter versus the VMP Gen 3R, and I wanted to do that when it came out. With the data we have now, I have full confidence that the VMP Gen 3R could beat the 3-liter on this specific platform, on the GT500 platform, I should say. Before there's a ton of nut riders in my fucking comments commenting about it. From the data I have full confidence in the VMP Gen 3R versus the 3-liter on the GT500 motor. Versus the 3.8 though, that is a whole nother ballpark. Obviously they're releasing the 3.8 as we speak, and I would love to compare the 3.8 versus the VMP Gen 3R. But the problem with that is that's like $12,000 in blowers. As people know, I don't have any sponsors. VMP doesn't sponsor me. Nobody sponsors me. Whipple probably wouldn't, you know, I mean, I don't know. So I don't have no interest in, you know, I like being very honest with parts and stuff like that. So if I tell you it's junk, it's junk. And as far as that side of thing, I don't think really, you know, companies are going to back that. So they might, I don't know, who knows. But I would love to compare the 3.8 liter versus the VMP Gen 3R, the 2.65. I think it would be a badass comparison. But that's like $12,000 in blowers. So who knows, you know, I mean, like the build to this point, it's already gotten a fucking ton of money, a ton of money. So that's, you know, just to compare two blowers for the internet, that's, you know, it's a lot of money. So I would like to do it for personal reasons too, you know what I mean? I like to see where the 3.8, you know, maybe I'll end up with one, you know, soon. I mean, they should be hitting people's doorsteps in like 2 months. I know I've had some friends already that have placed an order on one. And I would love to see what I could do with one. But, you know, I have full confidence in the VMP Gen 3R as well. So I really want to see what I can do with that blower. So, as far as that's the motor. The motor's, like I said, at Jordan at Modular Head Shop. It is getting rods and pistons, set of diamond pistons, set of I-beams, and a stock crank, basic ported eds, and L&M and SR cams, which are like sitting right over there. So that's a pretty basic combo. That's going to be easy relatable too. The compression, I'm probably going to not mention until I know 100%, which I kind of do already, but I don't want to release anything until I just don't release anything yet on that. Compression, I don't release anything on, and weight, I don't want to release anything on until I know. So those are two things that I'm going to leave off the table for now. Like I said, we'll go on to the cage. That's the next big thing. The cage is a factory, it's what you find in the Watson Cobra Jets, or the Ford Cobra Jets that Ford sells. You know, you can go to a Ford dealership and you can buy a Cobra Jet race car. This is from Watson. They sell the kit. It's not really a kit, I should say. This is like, it just comes as twos and you have to put it together. I did it myself here in the garage. I have a little bit of experience with TIG welding, a lot of experience with MIG welding, obviously from my job. TIG welding as a whole, I have a decent amount of experience with now, especially now. But I'm very happy with the cage come out. Like I said, it is a legit 8.5 strip cage, top over hoop bars, main hoop, and then the rear down bars that come down right here. I don't know if you can even see them. Came out really badass. I was very happy with it, as well as the paint. It's everything. There's not an ounce of this car right now that's literally not painted, inside and out. It's taking a while to get to where it's at, but it's getting there. Like I said, I have a lot more to paint. It's just figuring all that out. Let's go back here. This is the intercooler. Obviously, I had this set up on my beforehand, the P&R ice tank. I just have it sitting in here loosely. I don't want to do any flex line throughout the car. I'd really like to do stainless brake lines and aluminum hard line all the way up to the front of the car, but you know, it's making that stuff and figuring it all out. That's going to take a period of time as well, but I really want to do it the way I want to do it first time, so I don't have any issues. Like I said, it's the Anderson Composites deck lid. I had Anderson Composite doors too. I had $3,000 Anderson Composite doors, but the problem with those, they came in damaged. And so Anderson luckily sent me a refund of my money back. But the problem is they're on 3-month back order now. So I don't want to wait, have, you know, that kind of money in limbo when I can just get my money back. And then when they get back in stock, I can reorder another set. Dash is fitted. I got to make dash plates that come around here, so it cleans those up and makes it look perfect. Steering wheel is mounted. Obviously, it's got a dash bar, so you got to put steering column mounts in. Made all that the way I want it to be made. Brake system's done. Obviously, no wiring up here. This is just the starter wiring, which, you know, I'll be getting rid of and taking care of here shortly. Fuse box, all the wiring's gone. ABS, all that's gone. It's still got a power master cylinder brake set up here, but I made all these lines. These are stainless, or I should say hard line, brake hard line, no flex line. Obviously, this is just the clutch line right here. All this is custom fittings that I sourced and then made. And this is the front, or this goes to the rear right here, down to the rear factory lines, tees off to the rear too. It goes over here, tees off to the front too. Ignore these. These are just mobile. So when I was sprayed all this stuff, I didn't have get paint on the my strange setup I have. So I just keep the car mobile right now. Like I said, those are cams. I have parts literally everywhere. As far as wiring and engine control management, let's lead into that next. Is getting a Holley Dominator. There'll be a carbon fiber panel that goes right here. It's gonna have a Holley Dominator, EGT box, exhaust gas temperature, I should say, EGT. Leash street strip board here. The leash street strip board will power taillights, headlights, water pump, intercooler, fan shroud, all that stuff, and all of it will be controlled right here off a control panel, which I have here. I just gotta, it's inside the house, I could show you, but I'll show you that in a second. And then obviously the Holley Dominator, which will have a custom screen, or not custom, it's a 6-inch, that 6.8 screen that you buy from Holley. And EGT box will have exhaust gas temperature per cylinder, so we can set timing up per cylinder. All the data, I should say all the data. So we'll have, you know, people have asked what the power goal will be. It's hard to say really. It's going to be more than 11 and less than 1400 is, you know, the plan. I think it'll probably fall somewhere in the middle, maybe over, you know, I don't know if it'll crack 13. I doubt it, to be honest with you, with the combo that we're going with. Probably make somewhere in the 1200 range with that power adder, the Gen 3R, you know, with the compression and stuff like that going, you know, that'll give more away and more details of the motor, like I said. So you have a decent idea, which all this data I'll be releasing. I'll be making either a video on, or somebody will make it a video on, like Mustang Lifestyle. Andrew will be making a video or something like that over the period of time, you know, when we do dyno data and stuff like that. I had a plan to get this car running by July 22nd for STT Indianapolis, streetcar takeover in Indianapolis, if the event's even happening now, because everything that's going on in this world, it's a fuck fest right now. So I don't even know if that's going to be taking place. Even if it is taking place, it's going to be hard to make it. That's a month out right now, month and 20 days. I think we possibly could. We'll have the motor back a couple weeks, maybe a month. But we have some other little parts of source and stuff like that. So that aspect of it, I'm not sure if we'll be fully ready, and it's not something I want to rush to get there, especially tuning. There's gonna be, I'm gonna be doing a lot of the tuning on the car now, being that's all the EFI. I have full confidence I can be able to, you know, get done what needs to be done, and whatever I don't figure out, I'll have, I know people in the industry that can help me. So, that side of things, yeah, I mean, make sure I have everything. I'm gonna check the list real quick and make sure I have everything that I think I wanted to talk about. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make more videos soon on, you know, the little stuff, the little details, and really walk you guys through the car, and anything that people have questions on, just, you know, drop in the comments below. My Instagram's Cody_54. Obviously, it's linked below. All data or information I have, like I said, just check the links below, and any of the information in the description. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. I feel like I talk to a decent amount of GT500 a day, whether it be something about small or a question they have on their car. So I'm always down to help anybody. So if you ever have any questions, just hit me up, and that's it. And like I said, I'll be updated. I'll keep you guys updated soon, and keep you guys posted as we move forward.